I started making this video like 3 times. So today, I'm on my way back to Ontario. I wanted to stay. Qualified Mopar baby. She qualified fantastic. Very, very happy with her. Probably your best mile of her life. 157, first over, cleared to the front, 157. And the horse that was coming behind me, I know Vernon was just going around with Bamboo, but she put it on him pretty good this morning, and qualifiers don't really matter, but it matters in the sense that she's coming off 2 breaks, especially with the injuries we've had. What is going on with Mopar baby? Is this just another shoe that has dropped, or or is this something fixable? Mopar baby was great this morning, which was mildly uplifting. I've been a little off this week, a little short fused, because the stress I get when horses get injured. I put the blame on myself, because I believe it ultimately in the stable is us, right? And when it comes to the babies, it's me. And when something happens, I take it pretty hard. And then when you have injuries that are senseless, that make no sense, like Cowboy by the Sea getting injured, that makes no sense. And you can go through it all day and say, well, you could have done this or you could have done that. I mean, these horses are like our children, right? You started with that first kid, you want to bubble wrap it, don't let it near the doorways, and grind off all the corners of the tables, and just make sure that the child doesn't get hurt. But we come to realize later on that you can only do so much, right? There's so many ways for a kid or a horse to get hurt in this world, or us for that matter, that you really just have to understand that stuff happens, right? And it's so hard to take, but it's just one of those things you have to get through. When we have such a big stable, we get this rush of highs when the horses win, but when you have a few horses get injured, it really, really hurts, and it's hard to get past. I talk all the time about being a driver and being able to turn the page, whether it's a bad race or a bad night, being able to go back out and do your job and do it properly. And it's not an easy thing to do, but you have to. And it's much like a pitcher or anybody playing basketball, any sports. You have to understand that you're going to have a bad day, you're going to have a bad night, and you have to push forward. And when it comes to these injuries, No Chance in Hill got injured the other day, got a little tear in his left suspensory, but it's minor. So as far as seeing this type of injury before, it's much more minor than the other ones, because we've had bad luck with suspensories, quite frankly. But he'll get over it. He'll heal up. Now, what's the prognosis look like, and what's his timeline look like? I don't know yet. We'll probably have a better idea in 2 weeks. Then you have a horse like Cowboy by the Sea. I still don't know. And in the most senseless injury, here's a horse that probably just got down to roll, got fooling around in a stall, and ended up hurt. Cut his leg. Lover's Play. Did she kick the wall? Was she bounce around? She's always pretty hyper and high strung in her stall. Cut her leg down low in 2 spots. I thought, she'll be fine. I walked her yesterday and grassed her, and I thought she maybe jogged this morning. Got up. I actually had an okay night's sleep, I think, because Dustin raced good. I got up and got to the barn, and she was quite a bit more sore on it than she was yesterday, and that would lead me to believe there's infection there. Well, it's down low enough to the foot. This is a burn. I'm talking to the vet, and he said, the joint's in there, there's ligaments in there, that's a pretty good puncture wound. I said, well, Mike, should she just go to the clinic? Yeah. And the reason being, it isn't that, well, I guess it could be serious. I don't know. I don't think it is. But the reason it's serious is because it's down. She's standing in shavings. No urine. It's a burn. There's bacteria everywhere. So having her in a more controlled environment is good. Now, I guess Brown Clinic may have some upgrades, and we're probably going to pay for them, I guess, over the next little while. Those are the things that really hurt, right? That really bother me, is that things like this happen, and you look and say, well, if I had done this, right? If we had just made all the walls plastic, instead of wood, would that work? Right? Maybe round the walls off. They're just like children. They find a way to get hurt sometimes. Why can we have 50 other horses that have never got a cut in their stall? 60 horses at some point. Yet, we have other horses that find a way, and that's hard to take. The athletic injuries of the broken bones, or or suspensory or something. Those things happen. They're sports injuries to athletes, and we have big giant athletes, and they're going to happen. But the other one, the more senseless ones, they really, really, really hurt and keep me up at night. So it was nice to go out and qualify Mopar Baby today. I was very happy with her. Excited tonight to go back and race my 1%. Who would have thought I would have said that? I thought this horse qualified really well, and I am excited to race him tonight. Want to see a good race from Absolute Euphoria. Still kind of in limbo. She is an Ohio bred that hasn't got to Ohio yet. James said she was very strong and very fluid the other day, and she was not in the qualifier. Strong, yes, far from fluid. Very close to making breaks when I went with her. So obviously the shoeing change that Dominic made has helped. And then of course Brace for Landing tonight. I'm really, really excited to race him. We had those colts coming back, and quite frankly, Carter Michael Dio was a little off left hind after his last race, and really trying to figure out what's going on with him. Of course, I'm in Ohio and he's in Ontario. I know he's getting looked at, but he's supposed to race in Pennsylvania on Tuesday, and if it delays the start of his stake season, then so be it. I mean, this is one of our flagship horses. This is that horse that just won. Like, I talk about how much I love Brace for Landing and how much we love Spitfire and Crantini. Carter Michael Dio already won in 53, come 27. He already did that. That's done. So definitely one of our flagship horses. We want to make sure we stay on top of that. It's a tough time of year, right? Not only does the cream start to rise to the top, and you're like, there's this horse that I really liked, and maybe he's not that good. Wow, where'd this other horse come from? Excited about a lot of horses over here getting close to go. I was excited to take Lover's Play to Oak Grove, and regardless of what comes of this trip to the clinic, she's not going to make Oak Grove now. Now we switch gears. Okay, that's fine. Now where do we go? She's going to have to tell us, and she can only tell us. She can't tell us. The vet is going to have to tell us after he gets a look at her. She's on her way over to the clinic now. We get horses in Kentucky that are racing good. Finish up their Era of Love. This is probably one of her last starts for us, unless we can find a place to send her. I talked to a couple of people in Minnesota. She might go there. She may not. I just don't think that there's a place in Kentucky for her. I think she's safe as far as claiming wise in Kentucky, because if they claim her, they got to race her in Kentucky for the next 45 or 60 days. Either way, it's been a fortunate story. Stays Special is racing good. We just bought the new horse. She arrives at Northfield today. Where are we going to race her? I'm not sure. I am not sure yet where we're going to race her. But I will figure that out. What's her name? I keep getting her name mixed up. Anyway, actually, they were going to pick her up at the Meadows today. She might be worth just leaving at the Meadows with Tim. That is a possibility. What else is there? Horses are training good. We're getting them prepped for the open house in Ontario. Tomorrow's going to be a little busy. We're trying to qualify, but I would like to get some of the horses in the race bike also. Saturday's a little tough to do. I got to come back over here Saturday because Pickpocket and a couple of horses are getting prepped to qualify the first. It'll be a week from Thursday. It's upon us. You guys knew that it was getting close. The date today is what, the 18th? Yeah, I think it's the 18th, right? It doesn't say. I think it's the 17th or 18th, so a week from now is the 25th. He'll qualify in the 2nd or the 3rd. So Pickpocket will, Arson will. Got to get that guy behind the gate a little bit more. Arson, Pickpocket will qualify on the 18th, and then we're going to come back with a couple of one more trotting colt, and our only trotting filly that was going to make it down there was Lover's Play, and there she won't. So Left trying to look at schedules, look at qualifying dates. We have How the Hell tomorrow. We have White Tigers re-qualifying tomorrow. I guess I have to go with him. He's in with Looks Like Money. I'm sure it'll be fine. And I don't know if we have anything to school. I'm sure Harry's got a couple of school. Maybe Dominic does. I don't know. Just a lot of fires to put out right now. We had a ton of emails from people saying, hey, Connie, why didn't you get in? They had 4 entries and didn't go with the Prospect Series with 4 entries. Well, Connie's going to race Sunday in the Almers at 2. We'll see how she does. But, if this is an added wrinkle to the Prospect Series for this year, Connie may find herself up for sale. That is another thing. I put Dustin Hanover and Red Overbach on gate today. They will close on Saturday. Nice horses, but 3 divisions last night. Dustin Hanover was second and the slowest one of the 3. Raced okay, but we have a lot of going on right now, and a lot of horses making their way through the classes. And I think Dustin, although I was happy with his race last night, looks like he's going to be a 56, 57 trotter right now, and that class is going to get a touch bit more salty than that for him. So it makes sense to move him. And Red Overbach having trouble. Megan's done the best she can. She had a great class the other day. He didn't fire the other day. Was it the big half? Maybe he wasn't great the other day. I don't know. But again, another horse you got to look around for a ton of classes for, and it may make more sense just to move him along. So those are those 2. Connie is obviously on the list now. We'll see how she races on Sunday. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, Connie is an OSS filly. She might be a grassroots filly, and he is a prospect filly. So again, with summer approaching and all those stake races ahead, it makes more sense to potentially move her. We're going to try and focus on keeping the best horses, bringing better horses in, and continuing to move horses out that are going to struggle. And we've made no qualms about that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But that is what we're going to do over the next few weeks. And then a little different situation with Era of Love. Not a whole lot of places left to race her after Sunday, so if she's not claimed, she might end up being sold. Maybe not. We'll see. But we're in the midst in a transition now of trying to find all the right places for all the right horses, get all the babies trained down, get them all schooled, get them all qualified, and start racing them also. So when you add in and throw in these injuries, whether they be racing injuries, athletic injuries, as I said, or these out of the blue, late at night stall injuries, it starts to chip away at me. So a long way home, 4 hours to put things in perspective, clarify things, get things back on track. But as I said, a tough week, most definitely a tough week for me, but this is the job, and it's part of the territory, as they say. So I'll keep you guys updated on everything that is going on with the stable, and good luck to everybody racing today, tomorrow. I know that I'm going to be happy to get home, see the kids, race for landing, and my 1% absolute for you tonight. So good luck to everybody tonight and the remainder of the week.